everyone, and welcome back to Meyer Studio Sketch Club. My name is Izzy, next to me is my dad Jason, and just behind us is my mom Cindy. Tonight we will be doing two 10-minute sketches that we started on Sunday. Before we get started, my dad will take a few minutes to talk about his approach before sketching starts at 7.
Hello everybody, hope you're well tonight. Hello Shakti, hello Susan. So let's talk a minute about what we're going to do. So the first one is seemingly too simple to mess with, but I encourage you to mess with it anyway, because I think you'll be surprised. And that's the sphere. So what are we going to do from here? Well, last week we saw where our number 1 value went. Whoop. We saw where our number 2 value went. Whoop. Where our number 3 value went. Whoop. 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 And number 4 is dunk and dunk. Right? 1. Oops, overshot on that one. Whoop. All right. So that's the schematic, should we say, of the values, but it does not include edges. It doesn't include edges. So let's talk about edges, and then maybe we'll talk about the atmosphere in which this lives in. Right? I mean, sphere, what's a sphere without atmos?
I think a sphere.
Atmosphere.
Okay. Moving on.
All right. So, let's get something visible here. What you're going to see is me try to work the Procreate. So, you're going to have open edges on this right here where the viewer can get in and out. Okay, and if that value is the same value or a similar value to the background, then there's going to be great flow, and that helps to soften this edge right here, which is critical. Okay, and then one thing I'm pretty sure I get to tonight on mine is if there's a really strong light, you might, it just might, on a warm summer's night. Hey, you said you would sit there and take it tonight. Don't be putting your head down.
I was yawning.
You're putting your head down.
I was yawning
your
and
head down.
trying
Don't
not
do-
to get it into the microphone. I will gladly yawn in front of everyone. But I was trying to be nice.
Well, somebody suddenly changed the tone of the show.
Yes.
Hi, Ellie. Hi, Tom.
Hi, guys.
Hello. So we're putting a little halo on there. And then what if that gray background got maybe a little closer to that shadow? You see how that dark shape changes then? So you're going to see me play with a little bit of that. And what you're going to find is that really you can only do so much on the sphere itself. Then it's where that sphere lives that's really going to make the difference. Okay, so watch out for that tonight. And then as long as we're going a little abstract here, going deep, let's talk about Millie. Let's talk about Millie. I got some things I want to get off my chest here. So we talked obviously about me needing to open layers. And after you open layers, we got a sphere, and then we've got a cone or a cylinder sticking off of that. So we talked about it being lit that way and getting your structure right on Sunday. But I would like to talk about something else. If we look at this, there's black here and there's black here. Can you guys all see that that's relatively static? So what if we did something slightly different? What if we just took a couple of artistic liberties? And what if kind of the dark was less and smaller here?
Claudia said, "Wonderful, Millie."
And then more drastic and movement over here. Do you see the difference, how much more dynamic this one is than that, just abstractly? Okay, so that's a bit of a hint there. Sometimes to get movement and such, you got to rely on some of the abstractness. So I might shrink some of that dark on the left side and then expand it a tiny bit on the right side and give it some flair, I believe they call it. Flair. Who doesn't love some flair? Besides me. I did this study for another little class here, but it's the same pose. And I didn't get quite time to develop it, but the dark shape, and then I'd like another one to shoot out, right, to tuck under, and then one to come out. And then the dark shape of the ear could go like that and turn around, and then maybe the back side of the ear. So what a much more dynamic shape. And then over here, look, I'm trying to be very minimal. Very minimal. So we'll be looking at some things like that. Did you guys catch the background? Is it even, or does it feel like there may be a little movement in there? Like a dog shaking his head or something? See these? Are these just errand marks over there? Or does it all kind of go to create that vortex around Millie? To create the vortex that Millie deserves, right, Izzy?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. All right. So I hope that made sense to everybody. I forget which buttons to press. Ah, there we are. Okay. So tonight we're going to focus then just on the sphere for 10 minutes, and then we'll do Millie for 10 minutes. Again, I'm going to encourage you to look for some of these abstract things that can get a little more of just a sphere. But how can you make that sphere mysterious or maybe brighter? How can you put it in an atmosphere, right? Can you draw Millie to where she feels like she's moving, like she's alive? What would that take? What would that take? Those are my questions to you. Did you put any of these up?
I was in charge of these.
Okay. Hi, Ellie.
Hi, Claudia.
I said Claudia said wonderful, Millie.
I know,
You just
but
kept talking.
it's what I do, Izzy. It's what I do.
Mm.
Are you guys ready to sketch? I know Izzy is. She can't wait.
Sketch.
All right. So we're going to start. I swear that's just happening. I got to make it stop. And if I can have just a minute, I asked my wife, I know what Izzy thinks already, but if my hair was too much, and she said it was, I should put on a hat. So I put on a hat, and somehow my hair became more. So if some of you think that I'm not human, that I'm not a human being with feelings, you're kind of right, because evidently I'm part fern. So
I called him a mushroom.
That was not how you worded it. But
No,
okay,
I
we'll
said
go
it looks like a
No,
mushroom
no.
because of the
Dad to me. He said,
Oh.
should I just how's my hair or should it go with the hat?
No, you think it's too much. Don't lie to the people.
No, I just said to go with a hat.
Don't lie to the people.
I'm not lying.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Well, so,
Claudia's on my
you know,
side.
not that I'm going to listen to any of you guys, but you guys are welcome to vote on my hair.
You should figure out how to put a poll up.
Is it time for a lawnmower? Shave it down? I'm determined to grow it enough where I can get a man bun because
No.
it's going to be worth it just to see Izzy's reaction.
That long.
So no hat, no hat.
Release.
She wants to see my beauty. Watch.
Oh.
Oh, I need a hat. I need a hat. Woo! Makes me feel safer. Oh, now it's just popping up. Oh my gosh. Claudia, the things I do for you. Claudia, the things I do for you. I hope you appreciate that. Is anybody studying art here? This is supposed to be about art education. And it's devolved. It's devolved. Oh my goodness. Tough crowd, tough crowd.
Oh,
That was awesome.
oh, did we hurt your feelings?
Did you see how I'm fixing the sphere?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Are you crying?
Oh, that was funny.
Okay. And just in case you guys think we're just doing this for the cameras, this is just actually how we are. Izzy thought she was old enough not to say bye to me today and just goes, peace out, and walked off. So that was cool. Until we were driving off and I decided, you know what, I do want to say goodbye and I want to tell her how much I love her. So I just rolled down the window and yelled it really, really loud.
Super loud.
And that way I felt that she knew how I felt. So,
Hi, Mom.
hey.
Like, the house shook. It was so loud.
Whoops. What
What
happened
was
there?
that?
Grandma can vouch. It was loud.
Bye, Izzy, I love you.
I do love you and I was going to miss you.
Oh, that was so
I've
funny.
been going to see you in like an hour, if that.
Well, if you'd have just said bye to me, it'd all been fine. But I
didn't know you were so sensitive.
You
very
you come on here every night saying how sensitive I am. What do you mean you didn't know how sensitive I am? Give me a
On that
break.
subject.
Oh my gosh.
Usually you're just like bye or whatever. Well,
Scroll
usually
down
you don't
the
make a
mom's
deal
comment.
about it.
Good.
Awesome.
I don't want her to doubt my love for her, so
Oh,
it's important for her to know.
so important.
All right, sketch that sphere is.
I have a sphere.
Okay, so you see what I'm doing now? I'm talking about getting that background. You see it's not quite as dark as the shadow. It's just slightly lighter. But it's so close it's just going to bleed right out. And what that does is it releases the other end of the shape. And earlier, I think you saw with the stump that I weaken the end of the cast shadow. And that also gives some atmosphere. And then what I'm doing here, notice how I make this background darker? It looks like that sphere is getting lighter. Can you see that? I mean, it literally just got brighter without me touching it. Right? But if I put dark all the way around it, it's going to like suck the life out of it. So we just want to let it bump up to... Would you like to talk about my vocabulary?
No.
It looked like something bothered you. Why don't we talk about it?
I have hiccups and I'm trying to contain them.
Is that what it
And
is?
so that's why I was like,
Mm,
no. What are you doing?
there's something in your hair.
What?
Anyway,
No!
so with the sphere, and I got a little excited, so you see I went crooked here. But now what I'm doing is I'm giving you some layers on the table.
What is in my hair?
Excuse me.
What?
I'm kind of in the middle of a show right now. We get back to your hair in a few minutes? Anyway, on the table, I don't even have to put objects. I could just put dark marks. And look how that gives the depth there, that light dark pattern. And we talked, I was talking a long time on one of my shows, and I was talking about landscapes are all about those light dark patterns working across the paper. And a tabletop's nothing but an indoor landscape, right? Right? Isn't that how you define a tabletop? An indoor landscape? That's how I define it.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world. But look, that makes a big difference on how this drawing feels. Do you see that? So many people just pay no attention to the background or the foreground. They just think it's all about the object. Whereas if you really want that object to look good, you got to put it on a setting where it looks good. Right? Put some good light on it. Nice music on. Right? Some good hors d'oeuvres. Maybe a cocktail. I don't know. You got to create a little atmosphere for the sphere. Are you belching again or what?
I'm hiccuping. There's a
Still down for
difference.
Claudia's comment.
What did I say?
You said, "Oh, I might have been talking too much in one of my other shows."
Talking on the landscape.
She just burned you.
You get into your stuff. You like it.
Well, Claudia, you just made Izzy's night, along with my hair there, along with my hair. She loves it when my hair makes a showing. She says that until we're gonna drop her off at junior high, our first day of junior high, and
What?
she tries to peace out on us. Bye, Izzy. We love you.
I am going to say goodbye. I'm going
You're
to
gonna give
say
me a
I
hug
love
and
you. I'm going to give
kiss?
you a hug.
Yeah, all I ask is when you're with me, you be with me, and then when you're with your friends and your school friends, I won't be needy. You know how sensitive I am. You're always talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sometimes sensitive people then get away with things.
Wow.
All right. We're having fun, but I hope you are seeing what a big difference it makes where this thing is sitting. Right? Where is it sitting? What's sitting on a tabletop landscape, yo? Right?
Look at all the dust I could just blow.
You could blow, into all the computer fans. That would be great.
Uh-huh.
That the computers would love all that charcoal dust.
I know.
Cameras like that kind of stuff too.
Well, I'm not going to, pick it up and go to the camera.
Don't underestimate yourself.
I'll give it my best shot. Try hard.
Sometimes we're not aware of what we're doing. We do some pretty silly things. Wow. You are everywhere but the show tonight, kid. You are everywhere but the show. All right.
At first I was like, okay, and I was like, I don't know why, I just felt insulted, and then I'm like, wait, what does that actually mean?
Yeah, see? You might be learning something from all my questions. What does that mean? What does it mean?
Claudia's
Yeah.
actually paying attention.
She's always paying attention. Have you seen Claudia? Where did she share that? She shared a
Oh,
The
connecting that easel.
painting of Millie that was fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah.
with the little
I don't
goggles?
think I saw you when you finished that. That was fantastic, kiddo.
Which one?
It was so cute.
I don't know that you saw it. It was on
Oh.
She put it in the Facebook group, Connecting at the Easel.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you after.
Okay.
And then here what I've done is I darkened up so that the sphere looked a little brighter. And then I put a tad of white in around the dark to give it a halo effect. And then what I'm doing down here is gradating this. So again, it looks like that table's almost glowing is what I want to do.
The snorts have arrived.
That's right, the snorts. You got here in time for the snorts. You got here in time. Sometimes I can own them and sometimes it kills me. But
Sometimes he's like, oh, I'm so insecure.
But look, I got a hat on. They can't see my eyes. They don't know my feelings. They don't
Wow.
see the tears. I'm sensitive.
You are. Mm.
I think somebody else may be a little sensitive.
Yeah. Have you just now noticed this?
So I'm not sure what happened to Millie here. It's like we only had 5 minutes or something. I don't know. But you know, it's not a big deal. So a lot of times I just kind of feel my way back in there, try to feel the relationships. And I may smudge the whole thing out, but then I'll build on top of that. And if I'm really working on something, especially one of my own things, it'll go through this process a few times where I put it down and then I'll work on it. Then I may smudge that out and work on it again. And by doing that, you can get a layering effect that's very effective. Talk about atmosphere for the sphere. Sphere.
Here.
Yep. Don't sphere your fear. Don't fear your sphere. Don't fear your sphere.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just smile. So you're so clever, Dad.
You're so clever, Dad.
Oh, that seemed patronizing.
I don't know anyone as smart as you.
You are. Oh my gosh, you were rude. You are rude. But what a beautiful image. And note we've got proportions and stuff now. And so you can come back on something like this with more confidence. Right? And after you've thought about it and solved some of your problems, right, come back a little stronger and confident. And then maybe this gets wiped out a little bit. And come back. If you're looking for variety in marks, we'll have to do Nikolai Fechin drawings for Masterworks. But Nikolai Fechin, he's an artist that just he draws like no one else. We have to switch photos. All right.
Ah.
Where's Millie? Where's Millie? That's a good question. Where's Millie?
Yeah, Dad. Keep up. She's
There she
right
is.
there.
Oof.
There we go.
The lists are getting long in here. I gotta clean that up a little bit. There we go. Sorry, guys. Trying to defend myself against a 6th grader. It's not as easy as it sounds.
Oh,
It's hard.
I know.
It's hard.
Gianna's got zingers.
I know. You and Gianna both got some zingers. Right? And it's important to find shapes in what seems like non-shapes, right? Because the shapes and value are all you have. So you can see how the one eye is more complicated dark shape than the other eye. That's variety. That's variety. And you need that more to less to keep the viewer moving around. And on this morning's masterwork or morning jumpstart, we talked about doing fur really came down to the edges of some of these shapes. So you'll see me intentionally make a few of them jagged. And if I start that way, and then the back and forth, I'll develop some more interesting edges. I can just lay some little fur on there at the end that's visible. But in the meantime, you get this kind of uneven feelingness that's created by fur rather than a hard surface or something. And if you did a clean line or a hard line, it would seem like a plastic model of Millie or something rather than a dog with fur.
That's a scary thought.
What's a scary thought?
A plastic model of Millie.
Why is that a scary thought?
Because just
Somebody got $100 million for a gigantic balloon animal made of metal.
yeah, okay, never mind. I'm like, yeah.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying. Oh, wait. Hey, you see, look at that movement on that one side. See how I tossed you back down there? Look, that looks a little bit like a twist. Those little things are going to get you more mileage than any quote-unquote accuracy. Now, we have to be generally accurate, but almost more than that, those marks have to be interesting. We've got to do something. And the term I use is fence builder. And what that means is, man, if I did it on this side, I really want to do it on the other side.
But
Right?
that is not what has to happen.
Not for good art. That is right, Miss Izzy. Ooh, I almost called you by the wrong name.
Thank you.
By your birth name. I wouldn't want to do that.
Thank you.
You're done with your birth and your birth name and all that? You've moved on?
No, I like it.
Okay.
I just prefer Izzy.
Okay. So why am I not allowed to call you that then?
Well, you can call me it once in a while, but
Okay.
every time.
You like totally freaked out the last time I called you.
Well, I said you've already captured her personality.
Aw, thanks.
That's the way she looks at it's behind Millie.
I don't know.
That's the way she looks at us when she's like, "Can I have food, please? I'm just a puppy. You love me."
This picture was actually taken when Tom was still coming down the hill before he had his studio.
Oh yeah, when
We had a standing private lesson every Friday morning.
her
and,
chair.
Do you remember that? You remember when Tom was here every Friday? Yeah.
It's because the chair was
Chair?
there and they would fight over it.
Yep. Tom would try to sit in the chair and Millie would sit there and stare him down until he let her up in the chair with him.
It's her chair.
So she's a little bit older now and not quite so confident. Still just as demanding, but not as just not as confident.
Yep.
So one of the things happens there is as I'm developing this other side, it's starting to get equal with that big side. Do you see? So I lost what I did. That's going to be very common when you're working, is kind of losing and finding things. And that's why it's so important to have that idea cemented in your mind. So you can always remember what you got to go back for. What you can go back for.
Because that's when we had. Had we already expanded this, or did we expand this?
Well, Tom was
after?
coming. Well, Tom was the reason we expanded this.
Because I remember there used to be a door there.
And the door was
No.
right there. There was a window right there.
I'm off, but there was a door.
There was a door. There's still a door, but it's further out.
Well, now it's facing.
Because
the
Tom would
front.
come over and say things like, "Hey, why don't you knock that wall out?" And completely freak me out. Right? We barely pay the electric bill, and he's like, "Well, we could cut that wall there." And me having no idea whether he had any idea what he was talking about or not, going, maybe.
Well, we did. And now it's fun.
I would really like to, but we did it, and it's awesome.
There used to be a. Okay, so.
They can't see all that.
Oh.
We'll do that another time, but yeah, it's fun. We raised the roof so we could have north light in the other room, and so there was a little peephole from the attic, and that's what Izzy was talking about. There was like a little hole.
I used to
And-
go up there like every day, and they closed it, and I was so mad.
How old were you with that? You weren't even in kindergarten yet. You were preschool,
No, I
right?
was- yeah.
Yeah, still preschool. Now, instead of doing all white there, I'm just trying to do kind of where it would hit with the highlight. So a lot of times there's a little partner hair at the nose there, so that might catch a little light. And then on the front part, I do it towards the top, and then there's kind of a back part. And I set that down a little lower. And then you'll see, I try to even get air on this top. Look how it's more in the front, and then I try to do less in the back. So thinking near to far, right? We wouldn't want this on the ear to be as strong as that on the nose. So we got to think of the weight and the measure. Even though it's right, it still needs to fit into a hierarchy, right? If we're going to orchestrate this, everything's got to be more or less. We got to be moving in one direction or the other.
You sketching this one is?
Nope.
Why not?
Because.
Okay, we're coming up on about 1 more minute here. And again, 15 minutes for a pet portrait, especially a black and white pet. Not a lot of time. But hey, that's what it is. We're here to kind of push us and work out our artistic muscles. And sometimes beautiful things go ugly, and sometimes ugly things go beautiful. You just kind of have to accept that on some of these sketches. Right? You don't have to accept it in your finished work, but sometimes when you're exercising, oh, look at that hair. I like that hair. I like. Did we get any votes for the hair? Keep the hair. We get a hair fund going on for hair product. Keep it going on. Huh? Somebody want to buy some what's it called?
Volumizer.
There you go. Too many. I love syllables, but sometimes I just can't say them all
What
together.
the heck is a volumizer?
It'll make my hair bigger.
Volume.
I want a perm.
No, you don't.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Because perm makes it like
Look.
tiny. Oh. Because perm makes it all like tiny curls. We like your loose curls. Two very different things.
But poofy.
Yeah. But
Okay,
not
how about a little rerun here? Little rerun. So before I start the rerun, I want to encourage you guys to watch the sphere develop. Right? It's only going to take about 30 seconds. You're going to see the whole thing, the whole 10 minutes, in about 30 seconds. But watch what a difference where the sphere's sitting makes. And then if you pay attention to the next 30 seconds, you'll see Izzy. Millie, come and go. You come and go too, but we're going to watch Millie come and go. All right, so starting by softening the air, evening that out, right? The kneaded eraser can correct those edges or whatever, a little darker form shadow, and then some background variations, some darks in the foreground. Small steps and measures makes a huge difference. Huge, huge, huge difference. The whole scene will kind of come alive. And then again, if we kind of wipe it down and work on top of it, we'll have to see where this ends. But I think it kind of ended in not such a great place. And so if I came back again, I might, but maybe not wipe it down as far as I did this time. Right? Just a little less, and then use that to grow on. But look how effective it is just to get one or two places of focus. Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we got. A perm, yeah. Oh, we brought Randy out finally.
Don't
Yeah.
encourage him.
I knew I had some supporters out there somewhere. I knew I had some supporters.
They all support you, and that's the best.
Look, all
thing.
Claudia could say about my hair was good for Tom. I don't know, Tom. I don't know, Claudia. I don't know what to do with you. All right. Okay, everybody. Let's see. So, if you want to learn more about the sphere or how to do the basic sphere, that basic cube, we just opened a school, an online school, and it's populated with our first course. And there seemed to be a few technical difficulties. So what we did is there's a course that's actually a free preview. The preview was kind of messing up in the middle of the other course, so we just separated them out. And then if you like what you see, and if you like the rest of it, you can go ahead and get the course. $25, but if you're one of the first 25, what's the thing? First
25.
First 25.
First 25 is the discount code. Cindy will put it in the comments here.
There we go.
And boom. No, he sat with me. I'm not going to put your argument up there. All right. So good night, Susan. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. And there's the school you can see right there. And let's see. I'll be back in the morning for morning feedback and morning jump start. Yeah, which is student feedback.
Yeah.
And then Masterworks tomorrow night. And then Thursday night we'll be back for Sketch Club. So hope you guys can all be there.
Goodbye,
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.